Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am trying lots of new luxury beauty releases. So I picked up a few items from the Chanel Le Beige Healthy Winter Glow collection. I picked up the primer, the blush, and an eyeliner. So I wanted to test those out. I have a new powder foam Florasis. I have a Clé de Peau lipstick, Westman Atelier mascara, and I have some other new luxury beauty goodies to test out on camera. So I wanted to just show you these products and let you know if I think they're worth the splurge. So if you want to see this trying new luxury beauty video, just keep watching. I'm going to start with the eyes as always. So I actually have not used this Kulfi. This is the Zari Eyes eyeshadow in the shade Bronze Brocade. I've not used this on my channel yet, but this is something that I picked up during the Sephora VIB sale, and it's absolutely beautiful if you are looking for something that is very long wearing but has this beautiful, it does have a sheen to it, but it's nothing that has like a chunky glitter or anything. It's a very sophisticated shimmer. It's just a really beautiful bronze shade that looks really stunning. So I'm just picking this up on a blending brush. This is a Wayne Goss 18 brush. So I just pick it up on one side of the blending brush, and then I'm going to dip that excess product off on the back of my hand to make sure I don't have too much product. And then I'm just going to go on the eyelid. So I'm going to go all the way from the inner corner to the outer corner and bring it a little bit into the crease, but not a ton. I really like this because it's very buildable as well. So I like to start with just a small amount and slowly build up. And I just think that the color is really pretty. It's a little bit darker than what I would do on an everyday basis. So this is something I would probably just use for special occasions just because it's a little more smoky than what I prefer for everyday. And with that excess product, I do like to turn the brush on its side and just get that into the crease. So I get a little bit of definition there. I'm going to grab a little bit more product and I'm going to focus that just on the outside corner so that I have a little bit more darkness or a little bit more dimension just in that outside corner there. So even though I'm only applying one shade, it will look a little bit more multi-dimensional. And then I'm also just going to get some product just on the tip of the brush. And I'm going to run that along the lower lash line just a little bit. So I just went in with 4 coats of this Westman Atelier I Want You mascara. This is in the shade Brown. I was really excited about this mascara because it's in the shade Brown, and I've been all about the brown mascara lately. I'm not sure that I'm obsessed with this though, because I don't feel like my lashes look amazing, and I did go in with 4 coats, so I'd expect a little bit more out of this. But the thing with mascara is they can change after they've been open for about a week. Sometimes the mascara formula will dry out a little bit and then it will give you a little bit more volume. I'm just missing a little bit more volume. I like a little bit more in my mascara, so I'm gonna have to keep playing with this. I'll see how it wears throughout the day, but so far it's okay. So Chanel released their new collection. It is the Healthy Winter Glow collection, and I picked up a few products. I wasn't going to originally, and it feels a little late to post a video because I know some things have sold out in the US and in Canada. So the first item I got is the Healthy Winter Glow Primer in the shade Icy Beige. I just really wanted this because I do kind of like a tinted primer, especially on days where I don't really want to wear makeup. I know this is sold out in the US. If you're in Canada, this is still available though. It comes in this little packet, this squeezy tube packaging, and it has 30 milliliters or 1 fluid ounce. It is a makeup base and it has a little bit of a sheen to it. So this almost, it's like a very, very, very subtle sheen. I don't know if you can tell, but it almost just has a little bit of a beigey tint to it. So again, this is an icy beige, so that beige makes sense. I'm going to apply this, oh gosh. It has a fragrance to it. Oh, now I'm kind of upset I bought it because I don't like this fragrance. It's very strong. Yeah, so I just don't like when things are overly fragrant and they're really strong. I'm going to add a little bit more so I can apply it to my forehead. But I can already see it has applied a sheen to my skin. Like my skin looks very, very glowy. Does it look more perfected? I wouldn't say this is a blurring primer. I would say this is just going to give you a glow. So it's not blurring any pores. I don't know if this is my favorite. I don't really like how it's making my skin look currently, but that's okay. We're just going to go in with some other products. I do like a glowy primer, but I like a glowy primer that doesn't emphasize texture. So maybe I will, when I use this, I'll just leave it for the high points of the face because I do think it doesn't look the best on the center of my face. Like, I feel like I look too glowy and it looks silly. So interesting. But I'm also going to go in with the Chanel CC Cream. This is the Super Active Complete Correction SPF 50. So this is the reformulated version. They reformulated this last year and it was released in Canada. I think it was in October it came out. I believe it's supposed to come to the US in January. So hopefully in the next few days it will be released. But I picked this up in the shade 40 Beige, and I honestly haven't played with it that much since it's been released. Some of the reasons I haven't played with it is, one, because you can't really get it in the US currently. It's sold out everywhere, so I don't like talking about products when you can't get them. And another reason is that I just have so many Holy Grail products, I just haven't been reaching for this one as much, so I'm just going to squeeze a little bit out. So I like to just distribute it to the palm of my hand, and then I will take this Shiseido brush and get it evenly distributed on these little brushes, and then I apply it to the skin. So I'm just going all over the skin. This does apply foundation very quickly because this brush is so big. I find it a little hard to get around my forehead though, but just gotta be a little more careful. But this foundation is really pretty. It's honestly very similar to the last formulation, and I do like it for like easy days when, I don't know, I'm like going to the gym or something like that. It is more of a medium coverage, so it has a little bit more coverage than maybe some of the other foundations that I really love. Like, it definitely has more coverage than the Chanel Sublimage L'Essence Détente, which is my holy grail. And I would say it's in the same coverage level as the Chanel Sublimage Le Tente. Very similar, about a medium coverage. It is buildable, but it's definitely, I mean, if you use a tiny bit of product like I did, you can get a lighter coverage. So that's definitely what I prefer with that product. And the consistency is really nice. It's a very silky consistency, so you can spread it out and thin it out. I like to just go over top of everything with my Beauty Blender sponge to make sure there's no brush strokes or anything. But I do like it. Is it an absolute favorite? No, it's not. But I think if you liked the previous version, because I know for a lot of people, the previous version was their holy grail, I definitely suggest picking it up because I do think it's similar. I do like that, even though, and I would say it is a glowier finish, like it's definitely not super glowy, but I also use that primer underneath, which is adding even more of a glow, but it does have a little bit more of a hydrating finish than some other of the Chanel foundations. Like I said, the coverage level is similar to the Chanel Sublimage Le Tente, but the finish is completely different because the Le Tente definitely has more of a matte finish, I would say, and this CC cream has more of a glowy finish, but it still does look skin-like, especially if you thin it out. I will say that now that I have my foundation on, the primer does look much, much better. I do not like the primer on its own, so even though it was my hopes that it would be like a no makeup primer that I could just use to blur the skin, it's not. I would just use my Chanel Water Fresh tint. It looks way nicer just on the bare skin. But I will say I do like this underneath foundation. But is it a unique product? No. I feel like there's so many other products that are formulated that way. I'm going to go in with the YSL All Hours Precise Ankles Concealer. So I also picked this up during the Sephora VIP sale. I am so sorry that I haven't showed these products since then. But this concealer, it's okay. I don't love the applicator. It is a thin consistency, so I do like that about it. But I will say it just doesn't hold a candle to the Surratt concealer. So would I suggest this over the Surratt? No, I don't think it's that good. And I still think my Givenchy concealer right here is better. So it's okay. I'm going to get use out of it because I bought it. So I'm going to use this concealer as like an eyeshadow primer. I'm going to find some other uses for it because, man, the Surratt concealer is just so good to me that I don't want to use any other concealer, and this just doesn't stand out as a really good concealer when I compare it against my Holy Grail. So for that reason, I'm going to say to skip this one. And if you just are someone that likes to shop at Sephora and you don't want to buy from Surratt because of that reason, then I would suggest the Givenchy. I also do want to share an update because during the Sephora VIP sale, I let you guys know that I was planning to pick up the Westman Atelier. This is the Vital Pressed Skincare Powder in the shade Bubble, which is the pink shade. I did buy it, but I actually returned it because it gave me milia under my eyes. So For some reason, Westman Atelier products, I think it's because they have a lot of oils in them, and so for really sensitive acne-prone skin, I do not recommend a lot of their products because a lot of her products just make me break out. This powder actually doesn't make me break out on my skin, but for whatever reason on my under eyes, it gave me milia. So just wanted to update you on that, but I'm just going to finish up the eyes here. I'm going to take the Victoria Beckham. This is the Eyewear Longwear Crease Proof Eyeshadow Stick in the shade Trench. So just this beautiful, like very light beigey shade. And I'm going to bring it all the way from the inner corner to the outer corner, because I just want a little bit of color down here, but nothing too crazy. And then I'm going to blend it out with just this little brush here. So I went in with the Kulfi eyeshadow a little bit on the lower lash line, so I'm kind of covering that up. But I want my eyes to look a little bit more open, and this just adds a very, very light shadow effect. So it almost doesn't even look like an eyeshadow, but I really like this formula. And I just like to apply it on the lower lash line, so I have a little bit of something there, but it's nothing too deep or too dark, so my eyes don't look too smoky. And I totally forgot, I also picked up the Chanel Stylo Yeux Waterproof. This is the long-lasting eyeliner in the shade 76 Brun Platine. I was so excited about this. So usually I don't pick up everything from Chanel collections, but this eyeliner I knew I had to pick up because it is so hard to find just a brown eyeliner. Now this is a brown with a little bit of a sheen. It's so subtle though, but it is so hard to find a light brown eyeliner. Don't even know if you can see that swatch, but this is what I have been looking for so long. So I was so happy. I actually have not tried this product out, so I'm going to just apply it in my waterline. And I probably should have just done this as my something on the lower lash line. So I'm going to bring that a little bit onto the lower lash line as well. And then I'm going to smudge it out a little bit. So I am taking it outside the waterline, especially on the outside corner of the eye where I want a little bit more smokiness. This is such a pretty shade. Okay, I'm so excited that I picked this up. If this is still available and you're looking for just a brown eyeliner, I really recommend that one because this is something that I don't know why brands don't release light brown eyeliners, but I would really like to see brands do that because this, again, I like a light brown eyeliner because it makes my eyes stand out a little bit more, but it's not too harsh. And sometimes with like bronze eyeliners or brown eyeliners that are deeper, it just looks too harsh in my waterline. So this is perfect. Oh, okay. I'm so happy with this product here. Really, really pretty. I'm actually going to add a little bit more because I really like how that looks. So I'm taking a little bit more and I'm going even closer to the inner corner. And then I'm going to smudge it out again with that little brush. I'm honestly loving how the eyes turned out. I feel like that eyeliner is so pretty. I wish I used it on the top lash line as well and kind of just made a smoky eye with that, but I can do that in another video if you want to see that. I'm going to add a little bit of this mascara to my lower lash line as well. I'm going to do my lips before I do the face. So I picked up the Clé de Peau. This is just the Rouge à Lèvres lipstick in the shade 11 Triumphant Tawny. So Clé de Peau was having an up to 25% off sale for Boxing Day, and I decided to pick this up. It is gorgeous. I have been using this. It reminds me of the Merit Signature Lightweight Lipsticks. It's very lightweight on the lips. It gives a satin finish. Really beautiful shade. So this is like, it's definitely a nude shade. It's a little bit more nude than my lip color, but it's absolutely gorgeous. I also have picked up this Gucci lipstick. This is the Rouge de Beauté Brilliant in the shade Sally Soft Honey, because so many of you guys recommended this to me. I'm just going to apply a little bit of that over top. This is really nice as well. This reminds me a lot of like the Chanel Rouge Coco Flashes. It kind of is a balmy consistency and it melts on contact. Really pretty as well. And then for the cheeks, I'm going to go in with the cheeks first. So I'm going to go in with blush. And I did pick up one of the new Chanel blushes. So this is the Healthy Winter Glow blush in the shade Mauve Glacé. And so this is a really beautiful deep mauve shade. And this is just something I don't have in my collection. And I'm also a sucker for packaging that is limited edition like this. I probably did not need to pick this up, but you know what? This is a little bit different. I have been on a low buy for so long, and there is a swatch of it there. It is really pretty. It's just so different from other things I have. I would say the closest thing this reminded me of is like this Valentina in the shade 2. But the Valentina one is definitely a brighter pink, if you can see that there. So, I don't know. They're both cool tones, so I'm interested to see how this one looks. I'm just going to take this Ray Morris Deluxe Kabuki brush. I'm going to dip into this twice because I'm worried. And I'm just going to tap off the excess, and then I'm going to go onto the cheeks. And I'm just going to go back and forth. Okay, so it's not overly pigmented, which I enjoy. I have heard that about these, but, you know, the shade is a little bit deeper, so I was a little bit concerned. But you know what? That is pretty. I will say, I don't know if I'm going to like this because I can see there's a little tiny micro glitters in this. They're very, very tiny, but I can detect them on my skin, and that is something I don't really enjoy. So I wish that there weren't those micro glitters because this shade is beautiful. This is a shade that looks like you've just been out skiing. You've been out in the cold, which I think is the purpose of this makeup collection. Is it's supposed to give you that healthy winter glow. So again, like you've been out skiing and your cheeks turn that really deep red sort of shade. You know, when you've been too cold, your skin almost looks a little bit red. I mean, that doesn't seem like it would be a great look, but it is. It's a cute look, and it looks very youthful. I'm gonna add a little bit to my nose, too. That is a beautiful color. I just wish there weren't those micro glitters. That is ruining it for me. Maybe ruining it is a strong word, but I just really don't like the micro glitters. They are very, very subtle, I want to say, but I can detect like 4 of them on my cheeks. I just wish it didn't have them, but I'm going to go in with a little bit more just to see how buildable that is. But that color is absolutely gorgeous, I do have to say. I don't have a new bronzer, so I'm just going to go in with my Chantecaille Real Bronze in the shade Sirena. I'm taking that on a Sonia G Need You Pro brush. So as always, just getting that product on to the brush and then tapping off the excess. And then I'm just going to apply it to the skin. I have been liking doing my blush first because I feel like I don't go in with as much bronzer when I apply my blush first, because then I just feel like the blush on my cheeks first gives me a little bit more structure, and then I can go in and add a little bit of that bronze look with my bronzer, but then it's not going to take over the look like sometimes I have the tendency to do. I'm going to take a little bit of this Clé de Peau highlighter as well. This isn't new, but this is the Luminizing Face Enhancer. I think it's in the shade Golden Galaxy, and I'm just going to take a little itty bit on this. This is actually an eye blending brush, but I want to be super precise, so I like to use an eye blending brush. I'm just going to go right on the very tops of the cheekbones. For the last product, Florasis actually sent me their new collection, and this is the You're Wrong Airbrush Tinted Pressed Powder in the shade Z25 Lotus, so hopefully this works for me. So this is just basically a tinted pressed powder. The packaging is really beautiful. I am going to go ahead and try it out. Did you guys see Clé de Peau? I'm going to take a little bit on this brush. They reformulated my absolutely favorite powder of all time. My mom and I picked it up, so I will definitely be trying that out. It hasn't arrived yet, which is why I'm not using it, but I definitely will try it out and let you guys know, because I don't know if I should be upset or not. Hopefully they didn't change the formula too much. This is a nice powder. It didn't really blur as much as I usually like, but it's nice, it's decent. So that powder, it definitely made things more matte, but it didn't blur as much as I usually like. So I'm going to take a little bit of my Clé de Peau Refining Pressed Powder, thank God. The new formula came in stock because I am almost done with this one. I'm just going to go over that so that I get a little bit more of that blur, that kind of airbrushed finish, which I just prefer in my makeup. So this is the completed look, and I'm just going to go over all the products that I tried out and let you know my final thoughts. This Culvey eyeshadow, I think it's really beautiful. Do I think you need it? No, but if you're looking for a bronze cream eyeshadow, this is really, really pretty. I really like how it looks. I think it's very sophisticated. There is a little bit of an intermittent shimmer, but it's very refined. It's very beautiful. This is a little bit smokier than what I'd use on an everyday basis. But for a going out look, it's really pretty. It's not overly expensive, so I do recommend this product. This Chanel eyeliner, oh my gosh, I love this color so much and it makes my eyes just pop. I think this is absolutely gorgeous. If this is still in stock and you're looking for a lighter brown eyeliner, this is beautiful. I feel like I need to get a backup because I'm scared that, well, it is going to be discontinued. Once I run out of this, it will be gone, I guess, because this is limited edition, which is very upsetting. But this is gorgeous, gorgeous. Probably my favorite product that I tried in this whole try-on video. This is beautiful. Love that. The mascara from Westman Atelier, it hasn't flaked or anything. And I do think it looks pretty. It's just it's a very natural mascara. So if you're looking for something for an everyday basis that's nothing too volumizing, it's definitely less dramatic than the YSL Lash Clash or my Gucci mascara. It's pretty. I don't know if I'm obsessed with it yet because I had to apply 4 coats to get this look. But I do think it looks really pretty. It doesn't look spidery. It's not clumping. It's not flaking. So it's nice. I'll have to play with this more to give my final thoughts though. And then I tried this Chanel Le Beige Healthy Winter Glow Primer. I do believe, again, this is sold out in the US. I will see if I can find it anywhere in the shade Icy Beige. I think it's pretty, but I feel like there's so many products like this on the market that you don't need this. And if you missed out on it, don't feel like you missed out on a fantastic product because I just don't feel like it's anything like that special. And especially the fragrance really turns me off because it's quite fragrant. Like, I can stand the fragrance in the Chanel Souvenage L'Essence de Teint, those foundations, because it's a very soft fragrance and it really dissipates after a bit. But this, I can just smell, it's so strong and it's a little florally. I just don't love that. It's pretty. It's nothing special. It doesn't blur the skin like I really like, but I think the glow is nice. So it's okay. I think it's decent, but I feel like you can just get this kind of look from other products. The Chanel CC Cream, the reformulation, I do really like this product. Again, is it my holy grail? No, but I think it's nice for like just easy application because it's in the squeezy tube, easy to travel with. It's just, you know, sometimes those glass jars are just a little, they're obviously not travel friendly and they can just be, I don't know why it seems like a glass jar would be harder to put on, but this is just easier access, I guess, because it's just a squeezy tube. You just shake it and apply it. You can apply it with your fingers and it looks good. So I like it for that reason, but again, is this a holy grail product? No. Am I going to repurchase once I'm through it? Probably not, but I still think it's a really nice product, and I know for a lot of people this was their holy grail, and I do think it's very comparable to the previous version. I honestly can't really tell a huge difference, so I do think if you loved the previous version, you're going to love this one. So those are just my thoughts on that. And then let's talk about the blush. I love the shade of this blush. I think it is absolutely gorgeous. Like, that just gives me the prettiest blush. It looks like I've been out in the cold. But I don't love that there's those shimmer particles that I can detect on the skin. That is the one thing that's making me hesitate recommending it. I do want to say it's so, so subtle though. Like, it's just me being obsessive and I can really, like, I'm looking super close. If you looked at me, like, if you're just beside me, you probably wouldn't be able to see the little shimmer flecks. But if you're someone like me that just doesn't like any shimmer flecks on the skin, then I just want to call that out because I do think that color is absolutely stunning. And I am happy I have it just because, I'm sorry, this packaging, that is so cute. I'm going to have to see how much I use this because of the shimmer particles. So I obviously will update you on this, but I do think it's a really pretty color. Do you need it? Of course you don't need it. I just think it's a little bit different from other shades that I had in my collection. So I wanted to pick it up for that reason. This pressed powder from Florasis, I think it's nice. Do I think you need it? No, because I prefer my Clé de Peau powder. I prefer Chantecaille powder. But it's pretty packaging, and I really appreciate the brand sending me this to test out, but I just don't think it's worth the money. And then did I try anything else? Oh, the lip products. So this Clé de Peau lipstick. Wow, I love this formula. So, so beautiful. If Clé de Peau is doing any of their little sales, or if this is available during a sale, I would highly recommend picking this lipstick up. It is one of my favorite formulas. This Gucci lipstick I really like as well because it's almost like a lip gloss lipstick hybrid, and I really like those types of products. If I had to choose a favorite, the Clé de Peau would win, but I still really like this for an everyday basis. So yeah, that is all the new makeup that I tried out in today's video and my thoughts on it. I will obviously keep you guys updated. on these products if I keep on using them. Do you need to buy any of these? Of course not. I am on a low buy this year, so I'm trying to be very cautious of where I spend my money. So don't feel like you need any of these products, because you don't. People will be talking about brand new makeup in literally like another week. So don't feel like you're missing out if you didn't get any of these products, because you didn't. There will be lots more available this year. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Like this video if you like it, and I'll see you in my next video.